How a U.S. fraud case led investigators to Kenya. It started quietly, as most major financial crimes do. In the United States, federal authorities were tracking suspicious activity linked to government-funded programs meant to serve vulnerable communities. On paper, the money was being spent on food, childcare services, and emergency relief.
Yes, welcome to today's episode, and we are going to be talking about the recent reports about the federal fraud investigations and also the black reactions about the same. So, the recent reports about federal fraud investigations connected to the Minnesota have sparked widespread discussions online, and communities across the United States, in particular, attention has focused on the involvement of federal agencies such as FBI and IRS, and on claims that investigators are examining possible international financial activity tied to Africa. So, these developments have led to a range of reactions, including among the Black Americans and immigrant communities. Yes, so this report looks at what is known as what is being investigated and how people are reacting while separating verified information from opinion and speculations. Yes, so the investigation is about federal authorities have been investigating large scale fraud involving public assistance and pandemic era funding programs in Minnesota. So these cases center on allegations that certain individuals and organizations misused funds intended for nutrition programs, childcare, and other social services. Yes, so the FBI and RS have been involved due to the scale of arranged fraud and the possibility of complex financial transactions, including potential international money transfers. So, federal officials have stated that such investigations are standard procedures when large sums of public money and possible money laundering concerns are involved. So, it is important to note that investigations focus on specific individuals and entities, not an entire community.
But behind the paperwork, something was very wrong. Millions of dollars were leaving U.S. government accounts, yet the services they were meant to support either never existed or were grossly exaggerated.
Well, so some reporting and commentary has referenced possible financial connections outside the United States, including parts of Africa. So, federal agencies regularly cooperate with international partners when money flows across borders. So, however, authorities have not publicly stated that any country or community as a whole is possible for wrongdoing. So, these inquiries are part of a broader effort to track financial activities and ensure accountability for tax payers' funds. Yes, so the public reaction and community concerns. So reactions have varied widely. So every single person has their own concern about this. So some Black Americans, including members of immigrant communities, have expressed concerns that the investigation is being framed in a way that could stigmatize entire groups. So, critics argue that media narratives and political commentary sometimes blur the line between individual criminal cases and broader communities, so which can increase mistrust and fear. So, others have raised concerns about whether enforcement is being applied evenly and without bias. So, especially in given historical experiences with law enforcement. So, at the same time, many people including the Black Americans, emphasize that fraud investigations are necessarily regardless of who is involved. Yes, so these voices stress the public funds are meant to support vulnerable people, and misuse of those funds harms everyone, of course. So, this perspective focuses on accountability, transparency, and the rule of law, while also calling for fair treatment and due process.
National correspondent Kayla Gaskins in Washington. Luxury cars, private villas, and overseas wire transfers. Newly obtained documents are laying bare just how far a group of Minnesota fraudsters went to blow through hundreds of millions of dollars in taxpayer money.
As investigators followed the money, the trail didn't stop in America. It led across borders and eventually to Kenya. According to U.S. authorities, the alleged fraud amounted to 39 billion shillings, roughly 100 million US dollars. What began as a domestic investigation quickly turned into an international case involving shell companies, false invoices, and individuals accused of moving illicit funds out of the United States. Court filings and investigative reporting show that the suspects allegedly used fake vendor contracts to bill government programs for services that were never delivered. Payments were approved, money was released, and soon after, large sums began moving through multiple accounts. Some of that money, investigators say, was withdrawn in cash. Other portions were wired abroad. Kenya emerged as one of the destinations where funds were allegedly sent and later invested.
This is 607, and it is not a transportation company. It's actually a money transfer.
If you look at the Secretary of State's office, state of Minnesota, Safari Transportation, 607 Cedar Avenue, and it's been registered here since 2015. That was the original filing.
We're looking for the transportation company.
Safari Transportation?
Looking for Safari Transportation.
No, there's no Safari Transportation here.
No Safari Transportation.
Safari Transportation,
Hey,
607 Cedar
sir.
Avenue.
We're just looking for Safari Transportation.
We don't know.
So, but this is registered for Safari Transportation,
know.
That's the
607.
address.
Okay, we don't know.
We're asking where Safari
There's
Transportation is.
we don't know.
Did you
Okay,
know
so the
Fuad
business is
Omar?
not here.
Don't record.
Fuad Omar?
Fuad Omar,
We don't know. This, do you see this? What is this?
money transferring.
That's it.
Okay,
Well, this
registered.
is from the state.
This is fraud taking place. This is supposed to say, this is for
Go
Safari
find out.
Transportation.
Go find out.
Yeah, we did find out. This is fraud right here.
Registered here
This is
since
registered.
2015.
2015?
Safari Transportation, state of
We don't know
Minnesota.
2015. Oh, yeah.
Well, but it's registered now. This is current, just off the state of Minnesota
I
website
said
today.
you don't
Sir.
know, please.
This is from today. I just printed this off today. Fuad Omar.
Go check it out.
We're here. This is 607. Where's Safari Transportation?
Okay, it's no Safari, period.
Okay, so it's a fraudulent
Did you-
business.
Did you see Safari anything here?
Exactly.
Did you see?
Exactly. It's
Did
not
you
here.
see it?
It's a fraud.
Did you see, sir?
Okay, thank you. We're going to go to the next
Okay.
address.
That's it.
All right, let's keep moving on. So 607, this is supposed to be Safari Transportation, no transportation company. And now we're going to 617, another transportation company. However, it is actually Cedar Riverside Liquor. Where is the transportation?
So, the discussion around this case reflects a broader national conversation about how fraud investigations are conducted, how communities are portrayed in media coverage, the balance between accountability and avoiding collective blame. So, federal investigations are ongoing and outcomes will ultimately depend on evidence presented in court, not on public opinion or online speculations. Yes, so as this story continues to develop, and it's important to rely on verified information, avoid generalization, and remember that investigations target arranged actions, not identities, races, or even communities. So public accountability and community trust are both essential, and responsible reporting plays a key role in maintaining the balance. So that is just what I think, and I hope you guys are going to listen to this and also give your opinions on the comment section. Tell me what you guys think about all of this?
Ever since they start uncovering the fraud happening in Minneapolis and it's become national news, I've been hearing a lot of people talk bad about Somalians. And I personally just really feel bad for
Ethiopians, because them motherfuckers look just alike. Imagine someone trying to be racist to you and got the wrong race.
All right, now the FBI are now targeting Kenyan properties worth 39 billion Kenya shillings, which are suspected to be proceeds of what you will call the Minnesota scam. Of course, you understand that there was a scam going on in Minnesota, and we'll be giving you more stories on that very soon as they unfold. Stay tuned.
United States of America is now conducting an investigation to show how the Somalis in the United States of America in Minnesota were stealing government money, and all this money was being sent to one African country known as Kenya, where they were making a lot of progress and where they were buying a lot of property and businesses from this money that they were swindling the United States of America government. According to reports, these people opened hundreds of schools, hundreds of daycares, and so many businesses that were being funded by the government. We are talking about $9 billion that has already been swindled by the Somalis living in the United States of America. All these daycares, all these schools had no children, and they were receiving funds from the government. One school which had registered over 102 students was found not to have even a single student, and when they were asked, they are closing the doors and they don't want to speak to anybody. Even the people who are working on these daycares say that this was a total scam, and this is why the United States of America is very serious about the Somalis living in the United States of America, and that they have taken a lot of money, and all this money cannot be seen where it is going. According to reports, these people are buying a lot of properties. They are very rich in Kenya, and many people are wondering where they are getting all this money, and they are not even working. It is now turning out that these people were having one of the biggest scam, using even their representative in the government in the United States of America, Ilhan Omar. You should watch that documentary and see.
Something has happened in Minnesota, US. It almost sounds like Minnesota. Anyway, you get it. Somalis from Somaliland have been caught by mkono mrefu wa Trump, defrauding the US government, faking documents, medical aid, saying their kids are autistic, faking all the stuff, siphoning money from there, billions in trillions of US dollars, and kumbe they have been funding Al-Shabaab activities. Some of these monies is being traced all the way to Somalis in Kenya. This would explain, and this is true, why we've always wondered where these guys get their wealth from, why they are always working with dollars, unexplainable monies, and how they have a way of always just getting legit documentation and Kenyan passports and IDs because of compromising the system. Mkono wa Trump ni mrefu unawapata.
So tell me, guys, what you think on the comment section, and give respectable comments, like just tell me what you think. Thank you for watching up to this particular point, and I'll see you in the next episode.